We have quite an admission from the U.S. government this week. This is the Military Times. 26,000 U.S. troops total in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria, Department of Defense reports. So, unsurprisingly, this is not something that has been spoken about at all in mainstream media. Now, you might say, well, why would they even discuss this? Well, there's a very simple reason why. That's 242% more than the government had previously admitted. So this is mission creep. That's what this is. Mission creep is, we're just going to... It happened with Iraq, with the original war in Iraq under W. Bush, where they said, well, look, okay, first of all, they're going to greet us as liberators. They're going to say, hey, well, the Americans, welcome. It's going to be, we're going to be in and out in like a few months. It's going to be nothing. The oil's going to pay for the war. So I don't worry about any of it. And then what happened? They didn't greet us as liberators. The oil didn't pay for the war. We're still there to this day. When all's said and done, it's supposed to cost $7 trillion by 2053 when you add on the interest and everything. So they lied. Every step of the way they were wrong. And now, so what do? Okay, we're in Iraq, we're in Afghanistan. Those are the two wars. But everywhere else, it's not really a war. I mean, come on. In Syria, just a few airstrikes here and there. In Pakistan and Yemen, nah, it's just a few airstrikes here and there. Somalia, whatever, just every now and then. Libya, it's nothing. Well, that's weird, because now you have 26,000 U.S. troops in those places. Don't you? This happened under Obama, too. He was like, okay, look, what we're going to do is we're going to send 1,000 troops to Iraq. And then 1,000 became 2,000. 2,000 became 3,000. 3,000 became 4,000. And listen, this is just perpetual war. It never ends. It never ends. Some politicians have been honest enough to just say it. Lindsey Graham said, he was running for president. As he was running, he said, you don't leave. They were asked, so how do you get out of Iraq and Afghanistan? He goes, you don't. You don't leave. You stay there. Can you imagine having that position when the United States of America has an infrastructure that gets a grade of D+? When half the country makes $30,000 a year or less? When we have tens of millions of people that don't have health insurance? Can you imagine making that argument? We have 900 military bases around the world that cost $100 billion a year to maintain. This is why the American people don't support this. You think the American people support this? Only 17% of Americans want to be in Afghanistan still. And that was as of 2013. That's the last time I even saw a poll on it. The media doesn't even talk about the fact that we're in Afghanistan. There's no polling organizations asking that question repeatedly. So we're there. There are people who are alive today who have never not known the U.S. at war. Should that be the norm? Yeah, that's what we do. We're at war all the time, no matter what. It's an open-ended conflict. This is Orwell come to life. The idea is we're going to define endless war as peace. So that's what they'll tell you. The establishment will tell you, well, we need to stay peaceful. But we're at war. What do you mean stay peaceful? We're not peaceful. We're at war. Yeah, but that's the definition of peaceful. But that's not the definition of peaceful. And there's no imminent attack that's about to happen against the United States. You think fucking ragtag al-Shabaab militants are about to, invade Kentucky? Stop with the bullshit. Stop with the lies. War's a racket. Smedley Butler said it. A lot of people, well, actually not a lot of people. There's very few people, but they're powerful. And they get rich off of war. So some people are making a lot of money off of war. It's intricately tied in with our economy. There's campaign contributions that go to politicians from the so-called defense contractors, which have now become offense contractors. There's tremendous mineral wealth in Afghanistan. Might be one of the reasons why we're there. Opium might be one of the reasons why we're there. Oil in Iraq might be one of the reasons why we're there. And so, hey, this is just how it is. We're going to waste... They just increased the military budget by like $100 billion. Trump wasn't even originally asking for $100 billion more. The Democrats gave the Republicans even more than they asked for. And they tell you can't have free college. Slovenia can afford free college. We can't afford free college. Now, of course, we have $700 billion for the fucking military for us to be everywhere, but we can't afford free college. We can't afford Medicare for all. Every other modern nation somehow can afford single payer. We can't afford single payer. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. 26,000 U.S. troops, and the media won't even talk about this. Won't even talk about it. We're just permanent war. Permanent war on terror. Isn't that a convenient little phrase there? War on terror. So what does that mean? I don't know. If there's a terrorist anywhere, we just go. What? There's always going to be terrorists. That's like saying war on criminals. We have a war on criminals. What the fuck does that mean? There's always going to be criminals. You're never going to totally eliminate criminals. So we wage a war on criminals. So that's like saying just allow the cops. Nobody. The cops don't need to care about rights, civil liberties, the Constitution. Just war on criminals. So we're going to use this war on criminals as a justification to have a total police state. That's what this is. War on terror. We're going to use that as a justification to have an empire and do whatever we want, wherever we want, drone strikes wherever we want, airstrikes wherever we want, ground invasions wherever we want. It's disgusting. The system is rotting from within.